This is Mac OS Ken.
A look at iPhone orders in China, considering power in Apple's latest updates, and repeat awards for Ted Lasso. It is Wednesday, the 14th of September, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. When faced with a challenge in life, it can be hard to train your brain to stay in problem-solving mode. The problem to solve may be changing that issue. It may be changing how you think about that issue. Whatever the problem, therapy might lead to solving it. Find out with BetterHelp. BetterHelp won't fix everything, but a therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to accomplish your goals, no matter how big or small. I like BetterHelp's convenience and its flexibility. You tell them the kinds of things you want to work on and the kind of therapist you want to work with, and they work to find somebody for you. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours and start talking via phone, video chat, or text. I tend to like phone, but whatever works best for you is how BetterHelp works. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/macOSKen today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/macOSKen. betterhelp.com/macOSKen. And thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. When is too much of a good thing a good thing? Perhaps when we're talking about iPhone sales in China. South China Morning Post ran a report earlier this week that had folks in China complaining of problems ordering iPhones in the 14 line when they went on sale last week. According to the report, the phones were so hot in China that a deluge of pre-orders crashed the tech giant's online services. Would-be buyers persisted, though. 24 hours after orders began, the piece says JD.com had processed orders for more than 2 million units, nearly all of them on the Pro end. Quoting the report, a significant portion of the pre-orders were for the 2 Pro models. The iPhone 14 Pro had more than 1 million pre-orders on JD, while the Pro Max had nearly 800,000. Now, the South China Morning Post piece has left me a tiny bit confused. Okay, it's actually cleared up some confusion. I told you earlier this week of TF International analyst Ming-Chi Kuo's take on Apple's iPhone orders. Based on a piece from the Mac Observer, I had said that he had said that Apple's orders for iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max accounted for about 85% of iPhone 14 orders, while iPhone 14 Plus accounted for a mere 5%. However, reading the South China Morning Post piece and checking a Twitter post from the analyst, it looks like he was talking about consumer orders in China, not Apple's orders across the board. Terribly sorry for getting that wrong. Bottom lines, interest in iPhone 14 still seems to be skewing to the high end, and ordering new iPhones on day one was troublesome in iPhone's 2 biggest markets. A couple of interesting stories tied to the App Store, Apple, and advertising. First, a piece from TechCrunch has the app intelligence firm Apptopia indicating that in-app purchase prices have risen 40% in the past year. The firm figures that is due not to inflation, but to Apple's implementation of App Tracking Transparency. App Tracking Transparency is the feature Apple introduced that required advertisers to ask a user's permission before tracking their activity across applications and online. Not surprisingly, a lot of people declined to be tracked, which affected the effectiveness of in-app advertising. Making less money through ads, Apptopia figures developers tried to make some back by raising their own in-app purchase rates. According to TechCrunch, it appears that app publishers were adjusting their rates in reaction to the increased effective cost per install that came about after Apple's ATT made it more costly to acquire new users. What's funny is, while many have accused Apple of hindering the online ad space to help its own advertising prospects, the company may have helped its bottom line even before any ad push it makes. If developers are charging more for in-app purchases, the size of Apple's cut of such sales will have grown. Well, I think it's funny. More news on Apple's apparent advertising push. We had already heard that Apple plans to grow the numbers of spaces for advertising it has in the App Store. Now 9to5Mac says it looks like those spaces are opening soon. Citing a piece from CNBC, the report says the expansion will happen by the end of this year. According to 9to5Mac, some developers received an invitation from Apple on Tuesday to an online session focused on App Store ads. The invitation says the new ad placements in the iOS App Store will be available in time for this holiday season. Should find out more in about a week. The online session is set to take place next Wednesday, the 21st of September. Dark Sky is going truly dark by year's end. Apple bought the weather app Dark Sky in March of 2020. It's been folding some of the app's features into its own weather apps ever since. While it killed support for the Dark Sky Android app a few months later, the company said the Dark Sky API and iOS app would keep on keeping on through the end of 2022. Now a piece from Mac Rumors has Apple reminding Dark Sky users just how soon that is. According to the piece, the App Store description now says, support for the Dark Sky app will be ending on January 1st, 2023. Dark Sky's forecast technology will be integrated into the Apple Weather app with iOS 16 this fall. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home and sponsor of today's show. I have lived a lot of places, no two exactly alike. Probably none of the places I've lived are exactly like any of the places you've lived. So wouldn't it be silly for SimpliSafe to have one package for everybody? Well, they don't. I mean, they have packages ready to go, but you can add to them, or, my favorite, customize the package that's right for you. Get just the cameras or door sensors or flood sensors you need. Whatever it is you need to make your home safe, that is what SimpliSafe offers. Well, that and 24/7 professional monitoring. The folks at SimpliSafe call you the moment they see a problem and send police or first responders in an emergency, even if you're not home or can't be reached. SimpliSafe makes sure that you are taken care of with affordable plans starting at less than $1 a day, no long-term contracts, and no hidden fees. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. Go to simplysafe.com/macOSKen. The battery percentage indicator is back in iOS 16, but only for certain models of iPhone. Proving that I am a goldfish, I had completely forgotten that this thing was gone. I mean, users have been able to check their battery percentage number by swiping down on the screen. I don't think I realized, though, that the percentage has not been available on the home screen since the arrival of the notch in iPhone 10. Well, it's back in iOS 16, if you want it, and if your phone can handle it. To turn it on, a piece from Mac Rumors says you open the settings on your phone, you scroll down and tap battery, then you toggle on battery percentage. Doing all of that will leave you with a picture of the battery with a number inside. That number represents your current battery percentage. If you've not turned it on, the piece explains that the new battery icon is white with darker numbers on the inside, displaying that percentage. It stays that way until the battery level hits 20% or lower. At that point, the piece says a fifth of the icon turns red, and the rest of the icon becomes translucent. You know, in case you're not nervous enough already. Now the bad news. There's no point in trying that on some of Apple's relatively recent phones. Another piece from Mac Rumors says there are a few for which the function will not function. In an updated support document, the piece says Apple says the new battery percentage display is not available on the iPhone XR, iPhone 11, the iPhone 12 mini, and the iPhone 13 mini. Apple provides no additional information about why these devices will miss out on the new feature. Another power story wherein size matters. iDownload blog says Apple's flippin' huge Apple Watch Ultra has a flippin' huge battery to go along with it. According to the report, the new Apple Watch Ultra provides twice the runtime at 36 hours or 60 hours with low power mode turned on, thanks in large part to a 76% bigger battery. That's 76% bigger compared to the 45mm Series 7 or Series 8. Compared to a 41mm Series 7 or Series 8, the Ultra battery is 92% bigger. Whether sporting Apple's smallest chronometer or the rough and tumble Ultra, there may come a time when one needs to go into low power mode to keep any power at all. If you're wondering what you'll be giving up to save the juice, Apple Insider has a list. Off as soon as low power turns on or always on display, heart rate notifications for irregular rhythm, high heart rate, and low heart rate, background heart rate measurements, background blood oxygen measurements, and start workout reminder. If you're in low power mode and not near your iPhone, Wi-Fi and cellular connections are turned off, and you won't receive incoming phone calls or notifications. Finally, there is a list of features that will work, though they'll also be affected. According to Apple Insider, under low power mode, making a phone call can take longer, background app refresh happens less frequently, complications update less frequently, Siri can take longer to process a request, and some animations and scrolling might appear less smooth. Low power mode can be activated by the user in the Apple Watch Control Center or under battery in the watch's settings. Apple Watch will also offer to activate low power mode if the battery gets down to 10%. And finally today, congrats yet again to Ted Lasso. The Primetime Emmy Awards were held Monday night, and the team from Richmond walked away with a few of them. A piece from Engadget says all 4 of the Cupertino streamer's Primetime Emmys went to the comedy series. Taking home trophies were MJ Delaney for direction on the episode No Weddings and a Funeral, Brett Goldstein for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, Jason Sudeikis for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, and the show itself took Outstanding Comedy Series. Sounds a bit like a rerun. Goldstein, Sudeikis, and the series picked up the same awards at the 2021 Primetime Emmys. This year's 4 trophies will go nicely with the 5 Creative Arts Emmys Apple's streaming service picked up a couple of weekends ago. Those included 2 for Severance, 1 for the song Corn Puddin' from the musical comedy series Schmigadoon, 1 for Home Before Dark, and 1 for Carpool Karaoke, the series. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/ macOS Ken. Advertising handle by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Cha.